Quality of the green and the facilities here at CluBarham.
So we have, as I said, Dandenong Pulse, Sammy Atkinson leading for Gary Kelly, playing against the WARRNAMBOOL Bulls, which is Benny Cornick leading, and Matty O'Brien, who we just seen put that bowl down. Benny Cornick's blue Taylor bowl, I think it's a Taylor bowl, is the one sitting right on the jack, and Gary Kelly's playing with an Optima bowl here. He's a second shot, Troy.
Yes, so as we said, we're just at the conclusion of this first end, with Skips having one bowl left. Gary Kelly holding second shot, trying to just catch the edge of that, but just runs past Matty O'Brien with one bowl to play.
So this format, pairs, obviously this is round one of the finals weekend. We will play a pairs and a triples leg first up, but the triples are obviously on the rink next door, and we will actually provide you live scores of that match as well. And then after legs one here of these two matches, they then go into a singles falls match to culminate that very first round.
And playing on that triples game for Dandenong Pulse, we've got Clark Wilson leading off, Chris Payne in the middle, and Matty Alal skipping. And for WARRNAMBOOL Bulls, Tom Hicks lead, Dan Priddle in the middle, and Tyson Wilson skipping. As we see one shot on the opening end to the WARRNAMBOOL Bulls.
Pairs and triples formats, Troy, 15 ends. Dead ends to be replayed, but we do have a time limit.
Yes, 2-hour time limit. We have seen a few dead ends across our stream games in the last couple of weekends. Expect to see a fairly similar here. With the quality of draw play that we're going to see and the quality of driving that these bowlers have, it's inevitable. Just a couple of feet short there, first bowl, opening bowl.
So I've played a fair bit of this club, Troy, and you'll find that probably the side further away from us in the commentary section is always the wider hand generally, probably except for when you get the far rink across. It's a little bit different over there.
Yep.
But generally the new green, which is obviously going up to the right of the screen, that's the wider side generally. And usually the kinder hand, both hands are kind, but it's usually the kinder hand. So. Yeah,
righto. So we should expect to see most players certainly leading up on that side of the rink.
If I was leading, I'd definitely be playing the way they're actually coming down the green. So, yep. Great
as we see,
Sammy.
Just wanted slightly less of that. Would have seen her onto the jacks, but she'll be happy with that.
And a big thank you to CluBarham for hosting finals weekend. As I said, there is a second undercover green currently being built. A fantastic facility, investing back into bowls and community sport, which is great to see. And we're glad they're behind the VBL, Troy.
Very, very fortunate to have clubs like this, facilities like this. It's been a big, made a big difference to our game to be able to host events like this and know it doesn't matter what's going on outside, we're going to get a game in. Last week at Dandy Club, we had torrential rain, and we just kept playing, and we were dry as all dry, and outside was blowing a gale, but where we were set up closest to the clubhouse, nice and calm, and yeah, we're very lucky with facilities like this.
I was going to say, how's the wind? I thought our apartment was going to fall over where I was staying that night.
We've had a bit of it down in Melbourne these last few days too.
Matty O, he's just got to get under Sammy's. Awfully close. Still probably a couple, but in the area.
And of course we've got live scoring going on here, so if you want to keep up to date with any other game going on, go into BowlsLink and go to VBL Finals, and you can keep up to date with all your favourite teams.
Matty be looking to play something similar, probably marginally narrow. If he gets the semis now and flops in, he'll definitely get shot.
He's got a nice bowl to sit if he can just get around that bowl. Just sort of blocked his path for his next one, really, hasn't he, Josh?
Yeah, I reckon Gaz will play backhand here. Got to remember when we commentate and say close to players, they can hear us sometimes, Troy.
Yeah, we've got to be nice to them, don't we?
No, never. We're never not nice.
Well, the problem is sometimes you might have to play them at some point and they've got good memories.
Correct. All right.
But the game's pretty easy sitting and standing along here, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never missed a shot from the commentary box, that's for sure.
No, I haven't missed a shot since about April, I don't think.
Is there a chance Matty might play more firmer weight, try and
I
get
think
both
he
bowls?
will. I think he will.
Not with that one, though.
No, opening drive, sometimes you're a little bit rusty.
How's Gaz going here?
Just needs to hold.
He skirts past the wide.
Might get a little flick off that as he does. Played good weight.
3 it is. So it's 3-1. We've played 2 ends.
Marker John Roberts walking up the green. 3 paddles, 3 red paddles for Dandenong Pulse.
About to play the 3rd end. One of the unique attributes to this format of the VBL, we don't roll the jack, it's just simply placed. And, sort of speeds the game up a little bit, Troy.
It does, and it you know, has its pluses and minuses. I think, you know, it guarantees that the team that wins the previous end gets exactly the length that they want. The drawback is that leader doesn't get the feel of the roll of the jack for their weight, but these guys pick it up quick enough.
The only thing I'll say to that is you're right, because I reckon the jack is a good indicator of length, but on a carpet I've always said it's different and doesn't probably give you that same feel. So
I think that's a very good point. The jack generally runs a little faster on a carpet than what the bowl does, but certainly on a good grass green, generally fairly accurate.
I had my plans last week when I played in at Troy. I had some set lengths that they were my go-to lengths, and you win an end, you just can go to that set length, and you knew roughly what you're going to do.
You know exactly, you're getting the exact length we want, as Sammy just plonks one on the jack.
Yep. Timmy Reed's got a good question here. With Pennant, will bowls be considered more Friday night games every week and stream them live? Well, obviously it's actually at least one game a week Friday night for Premier, and we stream a Friday night game every week, so we've already moved that way. I'd love to see more clubs be innovative themselves and liaise with opposite clubs and organise more Friday night matches. It is well within the rules that you can do that. So I definitely think we're seeing more and more of it these days.
There's lots of benefits for clubs to host Friday night games from a financial perspective. It's a showcase of your club. Bar sales generally go up, barbecues, raffles, all that sort of stuff. And it also gives other club members a chance to watch. Generally it's the number 1 side, but not always, but watch those higher grade players playing, because generally when they're playing, club mates are also playing. So playing on a Friday night gives them that opportunity, but then it also gives those that played on the Friday night an opportunity to go and support other sides within their club. So to me there's just pluses, pluses, pluses with Friday night matches and playing at alternate times.
So I love Sammy's thinking there. She's plonked 2 on, and then she's gone around near the tee and covered a bit of coverage there.
Just a bit quick by Gary. Twisties will be looking for second shot here.
Even if he rolls Benny's over a couple of times, he's a chance of getting second shot.
Yeah, it's a good.
She's done.
Good result.
Gaz not far away here. Yeah, close for second.
He's got to skirt his own. If he can get a little edge off Gaz's bowl, just needs to get the flick off that bowl. Oh, very stiff.
Needed more of that.
More of that, and he was just about set.
One down though, because they got the 3 right behind in that angle too. So if he got it fuller, could have been worth a fair few.
Change of hands here by Gary.
Yeah, he'll be looking to try and change it himself.
If he does happen to get that jack, look, he does expose it, but he'll go from 1 to potentially 5 if you put it in the right spot.
Wow, yeah. I'm not convinced it gets back that hard though, Troy, on that side.
No, you were saying that's the narrower hand, and that's exactly what we can see with that bowl coming down there. Be interesting to see whether Matty plays on to his shot bowl. Just depends how much of a gap there is between his second shot and the shot bowl. There is a gap. He wouldn't want to cut it out, so we've just got to play.
He'd be awfully stiff to get the outside edges. We're looking at the screen now and poking it through the hole and come through, but I made a call last week to my skipper and said, I don't think you can get our own bowl out, and he did it absolutely flush, you know. So,
famous last words,
yeah. Exactly, you know, so.
This is, though, where the key on these shots is playing good weight.
Correct.
If he plays the good weight, he can't generally go sour.
Not coming back. 1 to Dandenong. So the score now progresses to 4-1.
Just give you an update of rinks next door. So the other part of this section, we see Clayton versus Bundoora. In the pairs, Bundoора's 2-1 up after 3 ends. And in the triples, Bundoора's 5-0 up after 2. Then we have the other section further down the green. We've got Ocean Grove playing Deer Park. In the pairs, Deer Park 4-1 up after 2. And in the triples, we've got Ocean Grove 1-0 up after 1. And our furthest game from our commentary box is Yarraville Footscray playing the Club Sunbury Extreme. In the pairs, Sunbury 5-0 up. And in the triples also 5-0 up.
Starter bowl there by Benny Cornick.
Exactly what you want in these 3-bowl pairs format. Leader, very, very important. Can set everything up for the skips coming behind them. Even if they don't have shot, but they can set good heads up. Gives the skips a really good chance. Pretty good reply here by Sammy.
Yeah.
Just short, but in the knock-up zone. Any touch on that would make it shot. Which makes it just that little bit extra trickier for the Bulls. They need to just navigate their way, probably more likely around that bowl.
Yeah, and then obviously you go a bit higher and a bit longer. You finish in a good home then too, don't you, Troy?
Which is what Ben's done with his second bowl. Not a lot of correction required here by Sammy.
Fair bowl though. Oh, she didn't get the touch. She's actually gutsing the jack.
No, and she's taken that bowl out of that knock-up zone now too, so it opens it back up for Warrnambool to add.
Benny could actually really close the end down by moving it himself. You know, foot 18 inches as well.
Just needs it to get back. What fantastic weight he had. Both skips will be pretty happy, I think, going to the mat here. They've got both got a clear shot to play. And of course, as we say, Josh, if you're in the area, come on down to CluBarham. We're here tonight till probably 9 o'clock. The action will go roughly. And then all day tomorrow. Big day of bowls tomorrow. Still open here for Matty to just get down onto that jack.
Just a fraction high again, I reckon, Troy.
Yeah, touch overweight, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind that weight. I reckon if he gets the jack with that weight, he's going to set. I reckon he really close the end down a bit.
Sammy just asking Gaz to land the bowl for 3.
First thought, doesn't look too far away, Troy. Looking awfully close.
He's very interested,
close.
and he's got it.
What a bowl.
Sometimes, Josh, you just need to look at the player too. You don't even need to watch the bowl. And I watched Gary, and I could just see in his eyes he was pretty keen on it.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is not a bad reply here.
Just got to get there.
I think he will.
Yeah, well
what
played,
a great
Matty.
bowl.
Well played. I reckon a similar shot. They're not going to get it clean though now.
No, it's just jammed on that bowl.
He's not far away.
He's interested again, Josh.
He's
He's
awfully
interested
close.
again.
Yeah,
what a great set of bowls that is.
I hope those at home watching are enjoying this. It's a cracker already.
I think Ben just indicated 1, did he, JT? Johnny Roberts, our paddler, going in. And he's saying 1. A little unlucky, Gaz, there, just to only get the 1 out of that.
Just when it jammed up, it was always going to be a bit different than what the first bowl was.
Yeah, it's always easier to get a clean bowl out than something that's jammed on something else. Can Matty O'Brien repeat the dose of his
I
last?
don't think so, buddy. I reckon he's just short.
Yeah, he's got perfect line. Couple of feet lacking.
One it is.
1 to the pulse.
3 consecutive ends to the pulse. They're 5-1 on this rink. We're about to play the 5th end.
Afternoon, Brendan Elliott tuning in. Great to see lots of viewers tuning in for a fantastic afternoon of bowls.
Couple different sponsor plugs here, Troy. Obviously, Dandenong Post have been been a major host and partner of Bowls Victoria. Dandenong Club has become the home to the VBL, the Victorian Indoor Championships, and the Premier and Premier Reserve Metro Pennant Finals. So, obviously, big supporters of bowls in the state of Victoria, and obviously, even bigger supporters of the Dandenong Pulse. And then the Warrnambool Bulls. The Bulls are sponsored by long-term partners 3YB FM and Warrnambool Locksmiths. Both have backed the Bulls since VBL 1.
Yeah, I think all these franchises need some help from sponsors just to make it happen for them. And as we see, Ben drawing a front toucher.
I'd argue, right, and then we have a stats man here today doing a bit of stats for us. I won't name who he is because he doesn't want to, he wants to remain anonymous.
Or she.
Or it could be a she too, you know. Awfully not good looking she if that's the case, you know.
No comment.
I'd argue that Benny's probably had the better bowl, but Sammy's probably been the more consistent, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Saying that, he's just gone and went
Twist
pushed
is
her again.
asking the bowl to be nice. I wonder if they're both touching.
Looks like it from this angle.
John Roberts is going to have a good look at that. No, he's saying 1 to Dandenong. So I would say the Dandenong Bowl is right on it from what we can tell. And I think I did notice just as they came to rest, the Warrnambool Bowl just moved back a fraction.
I don't know how you can tell from here, though, whether it was touching or not, so...
It was touching at some point. It had to move the jack.
Definitely, that's true.
Pretty good shot on here for Matty O'Brien when he comes to the mat.
Yeah. It's interesting. I know the hand that Gaz is playing is a better hand, but if I, looking at the head, though, it looks like the forehand's a better shot for the Pulse.
I think it's a better shot for both teams, the forehand.
Correct. I like that call too, Troy.
Matty's not far away here.
Just under.
Just under. It's finished in a good home. I'd say what he's probably doing is trying to finish where he thinks the jack might go as opposed to trying to add another bowl into the head. Given that they are holding.
Sometimes you've got to be defensive, don't you, Troy?
Absolutely. Not a huge correction required here. Played good weight with his first. He's played it a bit quicker, which I think is why that bowl has just held up a bit longer. Still leaves one of Ben's bowls hanging on the ditch. Gaz going further back, I think probably because he's seen the weight that Matty's played with his second.
I think sort of passing the tee and getting somewhere between the tee and the ditch is not a bad home. It's sort of splitting the difference between the two back bowls of Warrnambool. I don't think you can actually predict where it's exactly going to go, but I don't reckon that's a bad home.
No, because if it went straight back or over to the side where Gaz finished, Warrnambool probably had the two. Whereas now...
They definitely got the two the other side, but I don't think it's going that way. I find it hard to believe it'll go that way.
No, but now Gaz has sort of put it on the side that it's more likely to go on.
Correct.
Ideally, Twisties would like the outside blue, the third shot, get that through the shot bowl.
Spot on.
With no jack movement would give him at least two.
It's close. What's it going to do, Troy?
It's going to move the jack. And it's moved it to a distance that he'd be very, very happy with, and one to the Warrnambool Bulls.
Well played.
Warrnambool opting for ditch to ditch. Again, leaders opting for the wider hand. Just plonking in. It's always a big advantage if you can be first on a ditch-to-ditch length. So these leads will be very, very keen to be first on and put the pressure on their opponents. Pretty handy opener by Sammy. Very handy. Can Ben drop that 2 meters required? Just missed his line. But
this is where 3 bowls is dangerous, Troy. Miss with your first 2 and nail the last.
Yeah.
You always got a chance, haven't you?
Doesn't matter how many bowls you have, I always want one more. If I get 2, I always say I would have got it with the third.
What about if you're playing singles, you don't get it with 4?
I need a 5th.
good bowl. It's probably one of those good bad bowls.
Good bad bowls.
Bad good bowls. I don't know which way you say it, but
I call that one a bad good bowl. Because it's a good bowl, it's just finished in a bad spot. Hasn't taken long for this head to change, or has it? Sammy will be looking to change this up for sure. Tuck the jack or turn either one of her bowls around the corner.
I think she just lacked a weight, Troy. I reckon you'd probably want nearly 2 feet of weight to change it up and then finish in a good home if you happen to miss.
Ideally.
Yeah. Obviously, they'll still be happy they're holding, and when you're holding, then you've got to force your opponents to get the shot. But I think the colour of the bowlers here, I reckon there's something going to change here regardless, you know. So
as a skip, if you're going to go to the head 3 down, a setup like this is probably something you wouldn't be as disappointed with. We're going to see big weight here.
Not far away.
Got one, I think.
Sammy was just checking to grab it and see whether there was a touch of it. There's been no touches this end so far.
Just like Sammy, Gaz will be just trying to tuck this around the corner to hold a good 3. As we just feel a little bit of breeze here, JT.
Yeah, obviously it's been actually a windy week up this way. I don't really feel like it impacts the bowls too significantly under here, you know, so.
Most areas are fairly well protected here, aren't they?
Yep.
Particularly as you come back the other way, back into the corner of the clubhouse. This is probably the only spot where you could get a bit of wind, but the wind is coming the other way, so it probably shouldn't affect the bowls too much.
So also we haven't probably explained the scoring in terms of over the 4 legs. Obviously, we said we're playing pairs and triples now. Each leg is worth 3 points, correct? 3 points?
3 points for a leg.
Yep. And
one for a tie.
Yep. Obviously, if you win 3 legs, you win the overall. So Matty puts the jack in the pit there.
Has he killed it? Yes, he has.
Even rolled past some of the signage down there.
The signage, the CluBarham host venue sign.
So, yeah, so you get 3 points per leg. If you happen to win 3 legs, that automatically gets you the overall. That's the main determinant. If you happen to split legs 2 each, you then go to your cumulative score over the 4 legs, and that will then determine the overall winner. The overall winner will always get a bonus 10 points, correct?
10 for the overall, that's right.
And then the only other points you can score, and we were aiming for that last week, I know, in the last round, is if you happen to win all 4, you get the 4 lots of leg points. You
That's
get
12.
the overall, which is 22.
Yep.
You get a 5 bonus points too, you know, so.
27 points potentially if you can win the 4. And as you say, the only time shots come into it is if it's split 2 each. Yep. Which in our opening game last week, JT, we had them 2 legs apiece, and I think it was 59 shots apiece. Dandenong Pulse and Sebastopol Boroughs, and they went to a tiebreaker, which each side then elects players numbered 1 to 5. They each go out and play a 1-bowl shootout, and it's first to 3, which was very, very exciting. However, the Boroughs kind of put a little dampener on it for the spectators because they won it in 3 legs.
Yep. Yep.
But it was still very exciting.
Correct. All right.
Pretty good correction here by Sammy. Oh, I thought she had another foot. Just over a foot short. Forcing Ben onto the other hand, so it's his first bowl out here. Be interesting to see how he goes. Looks like he's nailed the line. Just a yard overweight.
Just update the score next door. Looks like Warrnambool got another 1 last end, so they're leading the triples 6-4 at this stage. Very tight games.
Good home here, Sammy. Splits those 3 Warrnambool bowls up. 1 to Warrnambool on the crossover. This is one of those ends where it's fairly obvious that Warrnambool's going to be playing the forehand and Dandenong at this stage will be playing the backhand.
Just a fraction quick.
Needs to land that bowl and he'll probably count.
Will though.
I'd say that's 2.
Afternoon, Sachi. Hope you're well. Memories there, Troy, when you moved up to Yarrawonga Golf Club Resort many, many years ago. Sachi was back around then too.
That is very true. That's first time I met Sachi, and we're talking 1999.
A long time ago.
Very long
years.
time, and you were playing at Corowa Services, I believe.
Correct. Spot on. All right, Matty here, looking to correct. He's not far away weight-wise, just a fraction tight. I reckon Gaz's last bowl's the one that's shot now, which he landed Benny Cornick's bowl. I actually didn't pick up what bowls Gaz is using today. He had 2 different sets last week when he played at Dandenong. He had Optimas and then a Quantum for a bit wider turn. Be interested to know what he's playing with.
They don't look super wide.
No, I reckon he's playing with Optimas. You can get away with Optimas on this green. There's nothing untoward about the green that you need to go with a super wider bowl. Matty, I reckon similar weight. If he happens to be tight, he's going to roll his over a couple times. He's around it, he's close to drawing it.
If he could plonk one right on, it'd really put the pressure on Gaz. Something like this, JT, but he's just sat it out where Gaz can see it. They're just having a conversation, I think, about whether to go around or under Sammy's bowls.
I reckon the other shot that wasn't actually discussed was the firmer one too, which he could have got.
Electing to draw.
Awfully close. Awfully close. Awfully close.
Oh, wrong side. How many times do we see that?
It's a good bowl. 1 to the Warrnambool team. So, takes the score to 5-3.
That really consolidates that kill too. They were under pressure on the previous end. Matty killing the jack and getting one consolidates the dead end that they had.
So, it's 5-3. We've played 6, about to play the 7th.
So the last end they won going this way, JT, they decided, let's go ditch to ditch.
Yep.
Didn't work out too well, and so they've gone
Much shorter.
much shorter. Similar to the length that was just played then.
Correct.
And a very good opening weighted bowl from Ben.
It's now 6-all next door as well. So Dandy Pulse got 2 last end based off that. Oh, hang on, it's more than that. Hang on.
Must have been a big number, JT.
5, I better change that, eh? I just saw the 6-all there at one stage, you know.
The numbers were still going up.
Correct. And they're about to play their 7th end.
As Sammy plonks one right on the front of the jack.
Great leading.
Very, very good. This is going to finish in a good home here from Ben. If you don't get the shot here, putting one just in behind helps set it up for later in the end. Might be finishing similar to the last bowl in a very good spot. Just splits those 2 Warrnambool bowls.
Good home.
Don't know if he's going to get back here, JT.
Yeah,
Nearly did.
Still good bowls.
Doesn't want it to. She's just given the shot away. She did call it out of the hand that she was skinny.
Well, again, the right intention, giving the bowl a chance, hitting the second shot bowl. If you go high, you probably finish a good home, and just happen to be a fraction tight, So
yes, this game can punish you
definitely
if you don't take enough grass.
I think more so on carpet than any other surface too, Troy. I think sometimes it can punish even more. That jack moves a lot further on the green.
It certainly does.
Matty-o, how's he going here?
Just under the line. Pretty good weight by the look of it. Tit for tat here.
Call there from Sammy. Beat her bowl, you get shot. Turn her own bowl over, you get shot.
Well pointed here. Looks like he's got Sammy's bowl up. Got too much.
I reckon they thought for half a second that was going to get through to the blue bowl and move it in a bit.
Yeah.
Probably now it's hard to get at. So you just, excuse me, my apologies. Just draw it.
Yeah, it's a confident draw though. Little touch on the jack is all good.
Not far away.
Might get to that bowl, which he...
I think it's good enough. I think it's good enough.
He's looking for the same from the same angle as you though, Gaz. Oh, he hasn't let you down.
Yeah, I had the screen though to look at.
Is that called cheating?
Of course it is.
Or just using
your
technology,
using your resources
to your advantage. Still an open draw here for Matty.
Yeah. When he gets the trot on, I think he's close.
He's looking if he can get to Gary's bowl. He only needs to flick it.
Oh,
that's got to be enough. That's got to be enough.
Good bowl. Radio, how's Gaz going here?
Just ducking early. Depends what he gets off that.
One far away.
Another one here to Warrnambool.
3 hands in a row. Still 5-4 in favour of Dandenong at this stage. And we're not quite halfway, but we're getting there.
Give you an update on other rinks. Clayton 4-3 up on Bundoora in the pairs. And in the triples, it's Bundoora 7-2 up on Clayton. We've got Deer Park and the Ocean Grove. Ocean Grove 8-6 up in the pairs and 5-4 up in the triples. And the only one that's blown out a bit here at the moment, Sunbury Extreme 10-2 up in the pairs against Yarraville and 9-2 in the triples. Everywhere else, very close.
Leading here from Benny Cornick.
Sammy just looking to drop a metre.
She lands a blue, she's close.
She's done exactly that.
Well played.
Same bowl by Ben, he won't be far away.
I didn't see what the score was. Next door. Troy, they haven't added it? I missed it.
No, I didn't notice. It is shot to Dandenong, though, because they're going first, and Benny does exactly that.
Unless it was a dead end, though.
Yeah, didn't hear too much hoo-ha or
But it could be that.
rattling of bowls, but you never know.
Good reply again by Benny Cornick. Sammy's coming now. She doesn't look... She's just going to be high.
Should get third shot, though. Pretty good leading bowls there.
Yeah, absolutely.
4 within a mat, 1 just outside it and 1 at the back.
So it was another 2 to Dandy on that previous rink. They're now playing their 8th end.
Matty's got his own bowl on the way up. If he could just skirt that, he's got 2 bowls of Sammy's to get to, beats them and counts.
The thing is, I don't know if he wants to move that bowl of Benny's off the line where it is. It's kind of half protecting the shot bowl.
Ideally, he leaves it alone, you're right. Depending on what part of it he gets. If he got all of it and stayed himself, he'd be okay, but he certainly wouldn't want to get a piece of it. It may not be there for much longer, JT.
Jeez, oh.
Just flick the edge of it.
See, it was right. It was protecting that bowl.
Which it still is a little bit. It's sort of not in the way, but it's in the eye.
Doesn't make it any easier, I don't reckon.
Gary plays the same bowl. I reckon he's around Matty's bowl. Look at the weight there.
Yeah.
Wonder if that bowl's worth anything. Brings that front blue one in if he turns it once or twice.
Yeah, it's only 3 max if he's hung around. I reckon he's actually trying that shot.
He is. He's probably played it with a touch more than I thought he would. But speaking of not making it any easier, it's exactly what he's done with that one.
Gaz is just going to have to go, right, I'm going to just try and play the perfect line and draw it. I don't think there's anything else.
Unless he changes his hands and tries to dead draw it on the forehand. But he's had 2 goes already on this backhand. Afternoon, Shane Hafner tuning in. Following Sunbury Extreme, I would think.
No, he's kind of got a couple of allegiances. He's Ocean Grove's a bit of a good supporter of his.
Bowl for your lives.
Yes. I had a mental blank there, Troy. Thank you for helping me out. So who knows what foot he's in this weekend?
Well, maybe you go in the foot of whoever's winning.
Sounds like my 5-year-old son.
Yeah, if you got 3 or 4 footy teams, you increase your chances, don't you?
That reminds me, the stats person standing right behind me follows the Lions, and we play them in a couple of weeks' time.
Is that Carlton second side or?
Hopefully it's our seniors by then.
My Cats have got Port Power over there, which would be an interesting one. Good opener again by Ben Cornick.
Both leaders have actually played quite well this game.
They've really set the heads up, haven't they?
Because of the wind, or is that rocking because I bumped the table?
It's just your incredible strength. You only just grazed it, JT, and it just felt like an earthquake.
Not sure about that, Troy.
Just showing that ditch side with Ben changing over. Just didn't quite nail it, but I don't think it was as bad as what he thought it was. I'd be happy with that one.
I don't know what Danny got last time. We're trying to find out here on the rink next door. Handy leading again from Sammy, not far away.
In the knock-up zone. Don't know if he's gone any wider, JT. Same as his last, just
his
about.
weight was good again.
This one will be just arriving, giving the bowl a chance. 2 bowls to turn, a bowl to sit.
So Dandenong got 3 on the rink next door on that triples in the last end.
It's a big lead, isn't it?
Yeah, they really put the foot down there.
Makes it even more important for the Bulls to get this one if that stays the way it does.
Correct.
Then all of a sudden, if they win the next 2 shots, are irrelevant.
Correct.
Sounds simple. This is very well pointed here by Matty O.
Yeah, well played. Great.
Just about the perfect bowl. Can you translate that from Carry there? I think it meant drive.
There we go, Shane Athnack going for the Grovers, but also found extreme.
There we go, foot in 2 camps.
I know what I'm talking about. Now, the last thing Matty wants to do is fatten it up.
If he can just get past this bowler,
But even there,
Sammy's
makes it harder. Close, what's happening?
Got something.
Oh, great hit.
Exactly what he wanted. Got it right in the guts. And dead end number 2.
He had no chance of drawing it, so it was always going to be weight.
Not quite nailing the opener here, but still a useful bowl. Just over 2 feet past the jack. Bang on line. Quite the correction he wanted. All bowls are in the game though. Michael asking, what would you say is the perfect bowl? I claimed Matty O's was the perfect bowl. I think it depends on the circumstances. And in that circumstance, if you can draw a front toucher, it's as good as it needs to be to me.
I think if you've got one bowl to play and there's nothing else going on, a front knocker's the best bowl. It hides the jack.
Yeah.
If it gets hit, it's going with it generally, you know. So, yeah, no, that's definitely, if I had a preference out of a front knocker or a back knocker, I'd choose the front knocker.
Good bowl by Ben, but just sitting at jack high. Saw Sammy just giving her bowl a chance. 3 good seconds there. Twisties will be looking to add another. Otherwise, Gary's got a lovely shot on there to sit that bowl or trail a jack with 3 perfect catches.
Yeah, definitely going to try and change their head up. Squizzy Clark says he reckons the perfect bowl is the one that ends up with shot after the end's finished.
That's fair enough.
Can't argue with that. Could be 6 feet away and it's still the perfect bowl.
Could be 12 feet away.
It's probably not a bad home there by Matty O.
Could have got 4 wicks, but you know.
Yeah, that's not the perfect bowl.
Perfect result. Sammy asking Gaz how he's going, and I think he's answering it. He's going pretty well.
What a bowl. Yeah, great bowl.
Sometimes you don't need to answer the question with words. You just do that.
The way these two are going, they're generally replying to each other as well. It's been a high standard match. Wouldn't be surprised, Matty gets a bit of jack movement.
It's not going to be short. It's just going to be arriving. He's got the catcher. Sits the bowl clean. He gets 2. Just needs it to hold.
One to WARRNAMBOOL next door. That's stopped the little run there. They had 3 ends in a row and 10 shots. Just a fraction high, I reckon.
As Sammy said, a really good home.
Correct. Takes the long one out of it now for Matty O. Hasn't got the backest. He still might opt for the firmer weight to try and get bowl, and if he happens to get jack, he might, kill it or go with it.
Just depends though what shot their second closest one is. You wouldn't want to pluck his out. I mean, it looks like it'd probably run into Sammy's bowls, but you never know in this game.
Yep.
So sometimes you just can't be too exuberant with one bowl in the head, which is why he hasn't played big weight. He's given it a chance though, JT.
Doesn't want that
Doesn't
side.
want the jack.
No, that's probably the worst result for him.
It is.
Gives Gaz a clean hit here. He might already have another one already.
I think he
too.
does. Oh, our marker, John Roberts, just did a little trick then. He sort of had 3 and then flicked the fingers again to make it 2. He was just trying to scare the WARRNAMBOOL Bulls, thinking they were worse off than they actually are.
Didn't like that out of his hand, Gaz.
Apologises.
2 it is. So that stops that run of 4 ends.
It's only the second multiple of the game. Very, very low scoring game.
It's just a tight match, eh?
Dandenong just stretching the jack length out a little bit here. Last time on the longer length, they were fairly successful until the end was killed. Pretty well pointed, just over, but very good opening bowl. Good correction in weight there by Sammy.
I'm going to tap out for 5. Bring in the one and only Sammy Rogers.
Just going to find the hole. Handy shot. One to the pulse. She likes it. Not quite there, but does cover up the jack. If he's around it and just flicks that jack, he makes a very good 3. As he does. Well done. Good to have you in commentary, Sammy, who's just adjusting his microphone and he's ready to go.
Yeah, we're right. We're back. CluBarham. How good is it to be here? Cracking conditions. You wouldn't know it. They're under the dome. There are 2 domes now. Yeah, one next door has recently gone in just this week, I believe. It's a magnificent facility and great to be back for VBL3 Finals week. Better wait.
And bounces off and out of bounds. There's something about going this way, Sammy. We've had 3 dead ends, all going back down that way.
Seen a couple hits from Gaz, including the end before. Be out early.
Yeah, I think it's 3 out of the last 4 ends going down that way have resulted in no score.
Ring next door for the DC Pulse doing a bit of damage as well, mate.
Yeah, they've controlled it for most of the game. Came back to the longer length again. Pretty good opener by Sammy. Little piece of the jack. What can Ben reply with?
I'll be honest, it's the first time I've sat down and actually looked at all the scores so far across the round. The defending champions are in huge strife early on Rick 7 and 8, aren't they?
The Club Summer Extreme, which are loaded with talent, are really firing in these opening matches. That's the beauty of the format though, Sammy. They're not out of it. 2 more legs to come in this round and then another 2 rounds being sectional plays. So be great to win every round and get through, but it's certainly possible to get through with 2 wins anyway. So it's game on regardless of what happens here.
Shot here,
Speaking of game on,
Keeps wriggling its way up for another second.
As we see it, speaking of that, triples, Sammy, another 4 to the Dandenong Pulse, taking him to 18-7.
Brett Rayner after a score from that Bundy-Clayton clash, the other game in this section, Troy.
Bundy leading 7-6 in the pairs after 11 and 8-4 after 9 in the triples. So both games very tight, but going along all right at the moment if you're a Bundy fan. No real target here for Gary. All bowls on a pretty good line. Just go on a bit here, Matty.
Not a terrible home. Someone past the jack.
Yes.
Tricky shot to get at here. Probably. It's not super wide, is it?
That is the wider hand, but I still think they'll be playing a dead draw.
So searching here to try and get the bowl moving out
Yeah,
of the head.
he is. He's played more weight with this one. Not a big target, but certainly gettable.
Yeah, like on any carpet surface, it's always a tricky weight to try and play. One in there though.
Even if he can just beat this back bowler, Sammy's, he's
up.
done more than that.
Well done.
Does give Gaz one to sit off. Just looking to arrive, sit the bowl. Get an edge of the front blue one. Just not getting down enough for him. Marker just having a look here to see how many it is. See if he gives us an indication. No, he's just looking for his own benefit. Doesn't want to tell anyone else what's going on.
That's Johnny Roberts doing a magnificent job wearing the long sleeve for all the long sleeve enthusiasts out there. In fine condition. Matty close here.
Very close. Doesn't want the jack though.
Doesn't have to wait to get to the jack.
No, he does
have to
not.
wait to draw another. Falls out.
Two squares us up at 7-all. Seven all after 10, 5 to go. 50 minutes left, so no real danger of time limits coming into play here. Even though they have thrown 3 dead ends, they certainly haven't been mucking about. Fairly quick on the mat, they know what they want to do. Needs to just miss that bowl. Got a little pace. Didn't really affect her too much. So just around the rinks, we did give you the Bundoora Clayton just before. Ocean Grove and Deer Park are splitting the scores at the moment. The Grovers 14-7 up in the pairs, but Deer Park have got them 9-6 in the triples. And the blowout at the moment is Extreme against the Yarraville Dogs. Sunbury Extreme 16-4 up in the pairs and 14-2 in the triples. I think that's Sammy's first bowl on the ditch side, so...
Yeah, while you were going around the grounds, Gaz sort of called to change over. Sammy wasn't overly keen on it. Definitely the harder of the two hands, despite being half a rink in here. See how Benny Cornick goes. Play this not too bad.
Little piece of the jack. Still just down, but
Good
finishing
shot.
a good home. Sammy's nailed her weight with her previous one, and line looks better. It's only taken her one bowl to find it. Second bowl, bang.
Elite weight control, all three bowls.
Yes.
Changing hands as well after the first. Good shot though for old Twisties. Currently ranked second on VBL3 tipping.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got a bit of work to do though.
Has he got a bit of inside knowledge?
Oh, I think he does. I think he does. He's currently 2 behind Jack Cassidy, who's the clubhouse leader, going into the finals weekend. JT and I miles off the pace. Not far away, just under.
Need to get. Needed a lucky little ride, but giving him 2 seconds. Anything on the line there in the tipping, Sammy, or is it just glory?
For JT and I, it's just glory. Do believe there is a prize in the offering. Still to be confirmed.
And I'm tipping that Twisties will have backed Warrnambool in every game, so he does have an impact on his own tipping results, which is quite unique, isn't it?
So when he played this more weight and tighter, he was tighter at the hand. He only...
That was exactly the same as his
Yeah, it
last.
was,
Just
wasn't it?
missed that blue bowl.
Definitely like him missing tighter than wide.
Gaz saying too heavy, but you never know.
Yeah, sort of bit of both in the end to finish in a home that's going to affect where the Jack springs to.
I wonder if Matty might play it actually a little softer, because he's got the first two catches. Just a little soft trail on that jack. Feel like he's going to go less or more, but not the same.
After it, it's holding on
Needs it
tight.
to hold and get it through the hole. Got the wrong bowl through the hole. There's a fine line between pleasure and pain there. Someone should write a song about that. You're probably too young for that song, Sammy.
Young. I'm old as. I feel it.
You're about as old as the back roof that's just gone in here, Sammy, at CluBarham.
Exciting times indeed.
Fantastic hosts here, and one of our other hosts was Dandenong Club, who are one of our streaming partners and contribute to us being able to produce and broadcast our award-winning streaming product that we're bringing to you right across this weekend. And while we have the change of length, the Bulls' newest partner is Westfridge, who are specialists in air conditioning, commercial refrigeration and associated mechanical services. servicing the Warrnambool area. It's great to see local businesses throwing their support behind their local bowls club. We know how important all sponsors are to bowls clubs and to our sport overall. Just blowing out a little further again in the triples, isn't it, Sammy? Dandenong Pulse really have an ascendancy over there.
Yeah, it was probably one of those games where you just assumed on paper that'd be going right down to the wire, but be unlikely for the Bulls to salvage any points out of that one the way it stands. They're having a long discussion as well. Tyson Wilson with the last bowl, obviously looking to try and make some sort of a number or maybe even save. Can't quite see where the jack is. Next door, you can see it out the corner of your picture.
Great opener by Benny Cornick. Just makes it even more important for Warrnambool to notch up a win in this pairs leg, or even a tie. Which, the way it's going, a tie is absolutely possible. What a great reply by Sammy. Leaves it jack high. Gives something for Ben to play to. Vince watching from Leppington in Sydney, and Terry from ACT. Great to have people from all around our great country.
Gaz just asking Sammy to get one past the jack here. So vital, of course, in a 3-bowl pairs game, especially the way this one's set up. Have the speed, not quite. So holding one, little chance for Benny Cornick though if he can get things moving.
He's giving it a chance. He's certainly not played draw weight here. He's very, very close here, Sammy. What a great shot. Just a delicate touch on that jack. One shot to the Warrnambool Bulls.
Yeah, tricky shot now, especially if he goes it with nothing past. Jack is sort of locked in.
Wonder if he can get it.
Line, hey.
Can he get it on the forehand, just off the edge? The second closest bowl of Warrnambool. If he can get the inside of that, should see him come back onto the shot bowl. Turn that out for 2.
Yeah, it's a rare end where Sammy's ended up having a couple bowls sort of short on the jack. Only 7% short bowls for the game. See if the Warrnambool Bulls can take advantage of that. Benny Cornick's done his best. So you can see the intention. Tough shot to play.
There's the weight. Probably needs a little more, I think.
Such a hard hand to play. I know you can see there, obviously, we're good half rink in.
But he's also got to navigate those front bowls, which doesn't make it any easier.
He would have been looking just to get another one sort of in the zone first, like a real good even 4th shot. Matty,
If he can get the inside of this bowl, he could make 3, but he's turned it to jack high though. He's set it up for his next one. Gaz feels like he wants to play the forehand, but he's just not as confident with the line as he is on the backhand. And there is a legit shot on the backhand if he gets it right. But if he gets it wrong, it could go a little sour. So that's what's going through his mind at the moment. Good confident call by Sammy saying, back yourself there, you've played one there already. He played it quicker, which has held him up a lot more than his previous bowl.
I think he was searching to try and land either of the 2 bowls.
Matty's got a great shot on here.
Got to go and play, yeah.
Inside of the shot, inside of the second shot, make 4. If he comes off, gets the jack, He's got all the catches on that side of the rink. Set up nicely.
I don't think he's getting down from there.
No.
How hard do you try to get shot here if you Gaz?
Well, I think he's still got to play it. I think on the forehand here, there's not a lot of danger. And Matty does have another bowl left to play, so he does want to, if he doesn't get shot, at least take some of those third shots away from the Warrnambool Bulls. So playing it on the forehand, no danger. Famous last words, of course.
After
This is the one he's most interested in out of the three. If he misses... Oh, he needed to miss it. But he hasn't made it any easier for Twisties.
That was so close if he missed the front. Close to making one or two. The annoying part now is for Matty O. Bowley's turned through.
Can he get around that front bowl on the forehand and just turn the second shot out once to make 3 or 4? I don't really like the backhand anymore. The only danger with that forehand shot is if you're wider, you flick the jack.
I guess you take the risk, right, but if you squeeze it the other way, you're laughing and make 3 or 4.
It's risk versus return, isn't it?
You'd have to play like unbelievable weight to miss the front, still get down to get the side of the jack that favours them in time.
But he can, if he can get down further and turn that bowl once.
It almost ends up playing sort of Gary's last bowl, if you can follow the exact same
Yeah.
track and similar weight.
That's what he's trying.
Tough shot, but chance for a number.
He's interested.
What side of the jack is Matty O getting?
Does he get the right piece of it? Oh, he's made one and a look. How unlucky. Both those last 2 bowls by the skips were very well played, but actually made no difference to the end result. What a great game we're bringing you here.
One and end, one to the balls.
CluBarham on BVTV. We've got South Africa watching. Thanks for tuning in all the way from South Africa.
We said last time that it was rare for Sammy to have multiple short bowls on the same end of the game. Handy opener.
Forcing Ben onto the ditch side, but he's changed a couple of times and he's found it fairly well.
Not bad here either. Good spot.
Bang on line. Sets it up.
Three ends to play, scores level. All important leg to pick up with what's happening on the rink next door.
2 good openers by Sammy. If that jack moves, it's going somewhere near there.
And in a situation where you've got to finish top of the section to make the final, Troy, if there's a chance, you get the 5 bonus points. Could make all the difference for winning 4 legs. Of course, that's a long way away, but
it's a good point, Sammy, because we're looking at from the perspective of Warrnambool needing to get this to tie it up. But the opposite of that is If Dandenong can get this, they do give themselves an opportunity to get those 5 bonus points still. With a lot of work still to do, of course, but keeps it alive for them.
It's pretty handy end of Lee Bowles. Cornick just a fraction off. Look at the line, all 6 of them.
All in a row.
Talking of VBL royalty, Chris Rosanas, Benny Winther tuning in. Afternoon to you both. Rosie was our joint player of the series winner for VBL2, Troy. Of course, the winner of this year's award to be announced. The completion of the games tomorrow.
Plenty still to play out there.
Can't say a whole lot, but there were only 4 players to come away with 9 votes over the sectional weekend, so he's very, very open.
And there was quite a few not far behind them on 8, wasn't there, Sammy?
Yeah, a few. Gary Good here.
Gary Good.
Gary Good.
Can we see Matt Marvellous?
I reckon Matty would be pretty keen to throw one in here. Not an easy shot. They've found the line okay. Is he corrected the weight here?
He's got the jack. Where's it going?
You can see the camera shaking around with the wind getting in behind that far end. It's just a bit more open away from the clubhouse. What's it done?
Cuts it down from 4 to, is it 1? To our marker, John Roberts indicating to the Dandenong Pulse. Barbara Green, you're spot on. Excellent pairs game. Watching from Como in New South Wales.
Just having a close look at things, whether to get in towards the head here or stay away from things. It's a pretty good 2 if it is 2. It's close for the second.
And of course, when the game's squared up, it's even more important to make the right decisions.
Sort of right out here as well, staying away from things.
Yeah, it was one of those ends where he could play a good shot, sit next to it and build the target. At the moment, Matty O hasn't got an easy shot on. He may, yeah, he's just looking at that forehand. If he turns his bowl down, could he get shot? I'm sure he'd get second at worst out of it. He's got to navigate past those short bowls. But they are shorter than what it appears in that screen there. So there is room to get around them. Important bowl in the context of the match. Can he get round? Not quite.
How close do you go to drawing another one here if you're Gary? Can't go all bad.
Not really, no. You were talking about Yarraville Dogs before, Sammy. In the pairs, they've really, it's 17-15 with an end to play. They've got themselves back in this game.
What on earth have Craig Mills and Nathan Black done the last little half an hour there for that scoreline to be the case? All right, has a last bowl of 13 up and back after this. How's he gone?
He's doing well here, Sammy.
Does he throw the bowl to beat Matty O's?
He's done it. What a great bowl. Takes 1, takes 2.
This is almost going to rock back and turn Matty's out to make the 3, but it's 3
Concedes
anyway, is
the
it?
3. Makes them 3 up with 2 ends to play, an important end that was.
Talking about making sure you add to the count when you get the chance. Well, that's taking it to the next level, isn't it?
Well, that's adding to it when you don't really get the chance.
Yes. So the Yarra Dogs against the Sunbury Extreme. Sunbury led it 16-2 through 9. Nathan Black and Craig Mills have picked up a 2, 3, dropped a 1, picked up a 2 and a 5 to be within 3 going into the last end.
What an opening bowl. Exactly what you want. You get a 3 and you put the pressure on again. Resting toucher. What a reply here from Ben Cornick. Just falling short. Just to give you the other scores as well. Bundoora 9-6 up on Clayton in the pairs, 2 ends to go, and 13-7 up, 2 ends to go in the triples. And Ocean Grove have got the lead in both matches against Deer Park. 16-11 with an end to play in the pairs. 13-10 with 2 to play in the triples. Very good bowl, Benny Cornick. Uses his first bowl. Good game awareness there by Gaz. Holding shot, can see what's going to happen. Warrnambool's going to attack this. Sammy putting one in past the jack. Good home. More likely if the jack goes back, it's going on that side of the head. Has he got the weight to do the damage here? Can he get enough through his own short bowl? He does open it up, gives
Tush is actually a pretty good look at the shot bowl there. It's a pretty good port.
It does.
It's a little tricky. Just getting Sammy for a second opinion.
Just looking to put another bowl past. They're saying...
Yeah, staying away from it.
Sammy's saying 1's okay. Twisties does have a shot though to make 2. Early days still in this end. Hasn't quite achieved that. It's probably one of those ones where he just wasn't a lot of good stuff on for him.
Well, Matty, here's the chance. Can he get to it with his first? Just play arriving weight here to sit it out, or a little more?
I think arriving. He's got a bit of action that he can get off those other bowls of Ben's.
Would it be the first time we've seen Matty sit a bowl out on the back end to win a game of bowls?
Oh, he might do it a different way.
Well, he's
made it harder for himself.
Yeah, way worse, isn't it now? It's still just the one to Dandy. There's still an angle there, but geez, it's a lot trickier.
You got to get it right.
Yeah.
It does give Gaz a little bit more room to count.
I think he's just going to look to try and load up on the high side here if Matty gets something through the jack.
Another one passed. Really important that he gets that bowl of Ben Cornick's. Even if he doesn't get shot out of it, he can open it up for his last bowl. So this is really important. He can get it right, but so long as he does make contact, he should be able to open it up for his last if it doesn't go the way he wants it to. Be hoping for something else to open up here. In fact, it's done the
I
opposite.
think it's made it worse again somehow.
And potentially, has he put him 2 down? No. 1 indicated by our marker. Surely Gaz just tries to beat that bowl of Sammy's on the forehand and try and make a third. They've got the 2 back bowls. Add to the pain. Another one to the Pulse next door on the last end in the triples. 23-8 result there after the 15 ends. Big win.
Scoreline as Gaz is definitely wide. It's only respot on the centre.
Pretty good weight though, Gary. Just wanted to get it through the tunnel of the sponsor signs.
All right, Matty O. Have fun here. What's the best angle, Troy?
I think the one he just put his foot at, the blue one. Blue through black and green. Because if he gets his front one,
yeah,
that blue one that's closest to the line of where the jack is doesn't line up because it's going to hit the other one. So I think he needs the outside blue onto the other outside blue onto the shot bowl. And if he can do it, he's a genius. Glenn Saditis tuning in, one of our fellow BV members. Okay, he's playing forehand. Not sure what he's looking for here. He's looking for the edge of that to get back to the jack, perhaps.
tough shot. It's just a 1 to the pulse, and they go into the final end with a 4-shot lead. It's working out fairly nicely. The opening round here. Have only dropped the 1-2 so far in this game. The rest just singles. So
the only other
could argue the Bulls are due for a number, maybe.
Yeah, it's been a tight match the whole game. The only other match that's now completed is Ocean Grove winning the pairs over Deer Park 17-11. As all the scoreboards stand at the moment, Sammy, every winning side has got both rinks. Pulse is holding both rinks against Warrnambool. Bundy holding both rinks against Clayton. Ocean Grove holding both rinks against Deer Park. And Sunbury holding both rinks against Yarraville. Some of them tight enough that they could change, but
yeah, it's all a bit one-sided, which
surprising to see.
Unexpected, absolutely. Still, can all change very quickly in this format. Singles and fours coming up around about 4:15.
Needs to get down to the bowl. Just turns it in. Making it harder to get the 4 that they need. Especially with that one on the line, Sammy. Harder to kill the end if you get in trouble. Of course, no respot here at VBL. All dead ends are replayed. 2-hour time limit. Now they're a chance. Trailing the jack back to his first one, holding 2 on the crossover. Just keeping him in with a sneaky little sniff.
Yeah, keeps things interesting.
That's what we want.
Yes. Yeah, Sammy Atkinson's played well all game in the lead battle. 82% effectiveness for the game. Over 15 ends. It's
good number.
Fair. Makes it 2. Gaz would love to draw this off with his first. Does he have the? Gaz has had the pace.
Yes, he does.
Oh, thank you for coming. Oh.
Just when WARRNAMBOOL thought they had a sniff, it just got snuffed out. Not easy to get to.
Just trying to have a look if there's any room between the jack and the shot bowl. You can see there. Yeah, look, not really.
If he can get that one off the line,
Gets a look at the jack.
could
now.
open the kill.
His own ball runs away into the ditch.
Especially with the number of shots they dropped in the triples game. If it got split 2 and 2, a fair chance they're not going to make those shots up. So really important to try and salvage at least a tie out of this.
Matty going the kill here. Bit of an all or nothing now.
Got 1 bullet left.
It's going to be tricky for the Bulls now. Of course, that big margin on the ring next door. If they are able to pick up the fours and singles legs, they've got to catch up the shot difference as well.
So the maximum he can get is 3 with 4 up, so try and block the kill. He's going for the kill.
Gaz just saying there, the maximum the way the head's set up is that they can only get a 3, which, given that they've got 3 bowls on the bank, he'd be dead right. So therefore, he's going to try and block the kill. Will it get down enough? Not a bad effort.
Don't think that makes it
Not
any
quite.
easier.
No, but I think he's still got a clear path here.
Here we go, all or nothing. Matty under this time. Not over, now it is. It's a hot start for the Dandenong Pulse to kick off their finals weekend campaign. They'll take 1 on the final end to win this one, 13 shots to 8. They dominate the pairs and triples legs. We'll be back online fairly shortly with the singles and 4s from the Bundura Clayton clash. Corey Wedlock against Ali Forsyth on the other side of this as VBL3 Finals weekend kicks off here at CluBarham.